All right, welcome to this live session. If you can hear my voice and see my screen right now, please let me know in the live chat window so I will be able to know if we are all on the same page. Okay. All right. Today is Friday, the last trading day for this trading week. Um, this is our only our only live session for today, since it's Friday and weekend, and as usual we'll be coming back on Sunday. All right, thanks James for that feedback. We'll be coming back on Sunday, 30 minutes before the market open, to analyze the market to see what price left for us by the close of today. Okay. All right, so let's just move into the charts. Although we don't really have much to review, but we are just going to look into most of those pairs that we were involved in already, to see what has been going on there. All right, you're now looking into the Forex Factory economical calendar for those high impact news announcements scheduled for today. We have already talked about this yesterday, so there is no need wasting time on this again. For those of you who are just joining in for the very first time, please, as you click on your play button, move on to the settings tab. Even if you are watching on YouTube, click on the settings tab. Ensure that your video quality is set to the 480 pixel so you can get a better stream quality at your end. All right, looking into the charts, let's see what's been happening here with those pairs that we were involved in. Let me see. Okay, we have a few trades running, all in green. That's a good thing for this week. Let's see the Australian dollar against the American dollar. This is the 1 hour time frame. Let's come into the daily time frame. This was our time frame of reference. All right, that was the level that we were looking at as possible area of support that is being retested. Right now, price has the potential to push up for today. Price has the potential to push up for today, but it might be facing problematic levels around here. This is the next problematic zone. Let me zoom in that. Remember, in one of our previous analysis where we talked about that area there as support. In fact, we took a trade here, cash out 50% of profit somewhere there. The remaining 50% was hit at break even. This level was acting as what? Support. So the next time price makes a push to that point, it should be finding it as resistance, and this is where we are going to close the trade out completely. Okay, that's where we are going to close the Australian dollar against the American dollar trade out completely. So let's give it today and see what's going to happen. I believe a price will make that a push to that area. All right, let's take a look into another pair, the sterling pounds against the New Zealand dollar. We took this trade based on the bearish engulfing candle in the daily time frame. That's that candle right here. We clicked on our sell button, and the price has been pushing in our direction. I also believe that there is still more room to the downside. The next problematic zone is this counter trend line. Maybe somewhere here is where we can cash out some profits and move our stop loss to break even. I still believe there is still more room to the downside. Okay, so let me see if we have seems to have a valid London open breakout setup, but price has been pushing to the downside. Let's just keep a line here at yesterday's low. Hopefully it will be broken. But this sideways Tokyo range is also looking good. Just keep it there for now, okay? Okay, sterling pounds against the New Zealand dollar, day one channel. All right, I know you're talking about this. I know you're talking about this. Sorry, it's a question in Telegram. I'm getting that question from Telegram. I know you're talking about that channel. Yes, I agreed. That is where I am talking about the next problematic zone for the sterling pounds against the New Zealand dollar, somewhere around in there. So that's where we'll be cashing out some profits. But I see that as being a very weak one, really weak one. The pair has enough potentials to push to the downside for today. Anyway, American dollar against the Swiss franc. Yesterday we took a short entry in this pair. For this trade, we are actually not going to do anything to this trade for this week. This trade is going to run for the whole of next week. We'll keep it running for the whole of next week. Okay. Nothing will be done to this trade. Just keep it running. So no matter what happens, let the trade in the American dollar against the Swiss franc run. There is still more downside to go. Okay, the American dollar against the Canadian dollar. This is the one that I am thinking we should cash out some profit a bit. We should cash out a little portion of our profit. We are already sitting at a break-even position. Remember, we are too involved in American dollar crosses. So let's just take something into our pocket for the weekend. So I'm going to cash out 50% of my profit. If you don't know how to calculate 50% of your profit, just fire in your calculator. You should have your calculator. What lot size did you trade here? Let's see that. For me, I traded a 1.11 lot size. Okay, so fire in your calculator. 1.11 divide by 2. That's 50% of your lot size. It's equal to what? 0.5, or you can say 0.6, approximately 0.6 a lot. That's 50% of your lot size. So we are going to cash out partial profit for this trade. So it's market execution. All right, what you have to do to cash out partial profit, let me do that again. You can place your mouse there where you see drag to modify. You click on modify. Okay, there are several ways of doing this. To get this this box, or you move into the trade settings, American dollar against the Canadian dollar, double click here, just double click on it. The box is going to pop up. Can you see that? All right, so anyone, I usually just here, I don't go to my terminal anyhow. Click on it, then I take market execution. I pump in the lot size I want to cash out, which is 0.6. all right, 0.6 lot size, and I am going to close that. For those of you who do not know how to cash out partial profit, you can see how right now it is 1.11. By the time I cash out 0.6, of course this trade here is going to drop to the last trade right here, because it's going to be assigned a new number, all right, a new order number. So it's going to drop to the last trade right here. So let's cash out that. Okay, closing partial lot. You can now see the USD CAD right here. It's been dropped to the last trade currently running, and the lot size has now been reduced to a 0.51. okay, so that is how to cash out the partial lot. I have now taken some profits off this trade. If price I am giving it some room. If price move up to my entry level, kicking me out of that trade, no problems. I have already made 50% of our profit. In the other hand, if price keeps pushing to the downside, then I'll be making more profits in this trade. So it's a 50-50 chance. Let's give it that room. All right, this level now, Actually, I am not seeing. This is what I am seeing. What looks more of an expanding triangle, although not clear to the upside. More of an expanding triangle. That's the beginning of the expansion. That's the high of it. This is the low. All right. So if price is actually going to push again, I believe it might come to retest the low again. From there on, maybe another bounce to the upside. But we are seeing some exhaustion around here, more of a market confusion. That is why we have cashed out 50% of our profit. Okay. All right. Let's take a look into other pairs. The sterling pound against the American dollar. You can see how this trend line has now been broken. This one also is facing some problems. Quite a very minor level of resistance there. Let's keep this as our key level of medium-term resistance. That's medium-term resistance. All right, in the 1 hour time frame, it's not really going to be smooth today, but price action is more to the downside for the sterling pounds against the American dollar, and you're actually seeing that price confusion as well. It's market confusion. More downside is expected here for the sterling pounds against the American dollar. It's an expanding triangle. This upper leg has been acting as resistance, so you should see more downside for this pair, probably coming to the lower leg of that expanding triangle. It's a horrible market condition. We will not be here to trade it. The euro against the Canadian dollar. Remember, it's just about a few more minutes before the London market opens, so we can also have the Tokyo range here. Let me mark that to different color. Okay, and we have been trending to the upside. Although not a very solid trend, but we have been trending to the upside. So we have this intra-week trend. We are now seeing that sideways Tokyo range. So we'll be following this to see if we can find a valid London open breakout setup of that Tokyo range. Okay, the euro against the American dollar. Well, price finally bounced off that area that we have been following for some time now as a support. I believe for today, with that bullish engulfing candle for yesterday, the combination of the last two candles here, that's a bullish engulfing candle, which is actually a hint that the buying pressure is more for the euro against the American dollar. So you should be looking for long opportunities. Okay, price is reacting off a level of support. Sorry, former support, that area right here. We did discuss that yesterday, but that hasn't changed the momentum to the upside. Price is trading between support and resistance. This is the next support zone. If we are to follow the market flow, I think price should be pushing to the upside for today. My recommendation is to stay more bullish on the euro against the American dollar for today. Although the setup is not really solid enough for us, it is not looking that solid, so we will not be trading here. I think that's basically all. We have We actually do have a lot of trades run on our account, especially for coming from the American dollar axis. So we'll be looking to manage these trades so we don't give back profits to the market. We'll be looking to manage them very successfully in order to stay profitable for this week. Okay. All right. So that's it. Nothing more. Nothing much to talk about. Let's not waste our time when there are no valid trading opportunities. If you have questions, contributions, please feel absolutely free to send them across in the live chat window, and we can discuss them there all together. I am wishing you a very stress-free weekend. Enjoy yourself, get refreshed. See you again next week. Bye bye.